Hello everybody, welcome to Worldwide Rush, a really interesting little logistic management without any logistics other than people transport. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this. The developer gave me a key for me to test out and make this video for him. Full disclosure here, this video is fully sponsored by the developer, so if you don't trust my word, then so be it. I'm gonna take about an hour for you guys to enjoy the game and see what it's all about. There will be a demo available very shortly, so feel free to keep an eye on it, wishlist the game and all of that good stuff. At the moment in the demo there will only be the classic mode. In the future we're of course looking at different game modes. The developers have already kind of pointed me in the direction that they're looking into other game modes as well. You can see that they're kind of teasing a little bit here in regards to the Discover and the Sandbox, which is things that we have seen before. Some of these game mechanics is nothing new, just put together in a really nice and neat format, I think. I think they got a good bone to build on here. So we're gonna jump into the classic game mode and we get to select a little bit about our company overall. Found a way to get my own logo in here, so we're gonna use that one. And we have a few different things here. We have a seed, so this will more or less just kind of specify a few things about the game. Of course, this is based on the world map of Earth already, so it doesn't really change anything about the map itself. It just kind of fiddles with the numbers a little bit under the hood, so to say. And then we of course have everything else available here, so we can decide whether we want the vehicles to be a specific type, so we can actually limit ourselves to we only want to do airplanes. I don't want to drive a car the rest of my life, I just want to fly airplanes. You can do that. If you never want to ever have stable ground under your feet, you can just go with ships. And you can only do ships. You can do that. And so on. We don't have the starting loan, so this will depend on how quick you want the early game to be. I'm gonna leave all of these on default because I want you guys to see kind of the baseline of how the game functions. A lot of how I deem a game is a lot in how the developer makes you play it. You can make all kinds of ways to actually set up a game to be precisely to your liking, but I think the evaluation of a game should be of how the developer intends for you to play it. So if there is a default, I will leave it at default. So that's the starting loan. It will just decide how much money we get in the early game and how much money we need to pay up as we continue playing through the game. And then we have the economy. This will define the amount of profit we need, so each vehicle in the game will have a profit margin, and this margin is decided from this economy value. So we can get either an easy game or we can make it really hard. I would love to play it through on hard at some point, so if you just make sure that you let me know that, we'll look into that. And last but not least, and one of the really nice things about this game and how they avoid this idea of potential just exponential growth and snowballing that a lot of these games have, where you kind of get to a point where you can just sit and wait. Endlessly just sit and wait and you just win the game by default. Inflation allows you to define a way to avoid that. You can of course turn it off as well, which means that you will be able to just sit and wait for money and build however you like. I like to have a little bit of a challenge. I would love to go into big at some point, but for this video we're gonna take a look at it. Default settings, nothing changed at all. If you wanna have the seed here, you can see there, 026 UEMCWL4. Write it down. Let's kick it off. So, a new company has been founded. Worldwide Logistics enters the global... Oh, wait. I'm sorry, I completely forgot to change the name. Keanomy Logistics, of course. What is this Worldwide Logistics? No. This is only UK, okay? Keanomy Logistics is what it is. New seed as well. Pause the video if you want to copy that down. Everything else, as you would expect. Keanomy Logistics enters the global arena with a small loan of $2.7 billion. That's a billion with the finger in the side of your mouth like that. Big ballers over here. Turn this mod to start into a world-spanning logistic powerhouse. Prove your ambition. We will. Let's put the start button and we get all of the UI available to us. Really nice. Let's start by pausing the game. Remember, there's inflation. If we just keep the game running without doing anything, we will eventually lose and we'll have no money at all. Especially in the early game, we're not actually making any money. So, we'll start top right. Game speed. We're currently paused. We can go normal speed, faster, fastest. Personally, I prefer the fast mode, but it's all up to you whether you like fast, faster, normal mode. Completely up to you. I like to use fast and use pausing when I need to. Top right hand corner here as well, you have the day continuum. It's like a clock. When you get to the end, it's a new month. When you start from over here, the new month has begun. I think you understand how a clock works. So yeah, the whole game works in cycles. So each month you're trying to make more money than the last month. And you continue to do that over and over again. Eventually you've made enough money that you can consider yourself the winner of the world, I guess. The demo, we only have the UK available. You can see that the whole world is actually here though. So once we get the full game, you're gonna be able to connect the whole world. Which is crazy. That is quite a lot. You'll see when we're looking at the UK, for example, they have a lot of cities here. It's mostly the major cities, of course. It's not every little city in the world. But if they have this density of cities across everything, which I think is exactly what they're looking to do, they're gonna have thousands of cities. No joke, there's going to be thousands of cities. Developer even pointed this out as one of the sales pitches, right? Thousands of people, thousands of cities, just thousands of fun. It's gonna be great. All right. So we have something that we would like to do, something that we would need to do. We need to start out the game. First thing that we need to do, we have our first task here. You need a hub to start your logistical business. Management recommends a city with higher level. Keanomy says I don't listen to management. I am the management, okay? I decide where we're going, and I say we go to Nottingham. It's a level 1 city. It's the worst one. It's completely opposite to what the game does, of course. You should probably go to Birmingham. But what's the fun in that? We're gonna go to Nottingham. We'll just build that one. Why not? And the only reason for that is because I worked in between Birmingham and Nottingham for like a summer at a reindeer farm. It's crazy. So I know that that place is pretty nice. So we'll build something in Nottingham. We'll see what happens out of that. Next up, we're gonna need to build and establish our first route. So now that we have our hub available right here, this allows us to actually start bringing in some vehicles, which is kind of handy if we want to move people around. Vehicles are a little bit needed. Honestly, if you just want an early game, start down in London. London is a really good place to start, but I figured it would be a little bit more interesting if we start somewhere a bit more interesting. So let's start in Nottingham. We need to get to London and we need to get to Sheffield. So top left corner, we have a lot of things. We can see everything about the companies. Eventually, the game is going to include some AIs. At the moment, there is no AI in the demo, so for now, we are playing by ourselves. So I actually specifically asked about this AI that they are intending to implement here, and I got a really interesting answer when I asked why it's not in the demo. The whole idea was that, okay, but we want to make the game fun just playing by yourself. The AI is not supposed to be the fun part of the game. The fun part of the game is supposed to be you taking over the world, which is really interesting way of putting it, so to say. So here we can see all of the companies at the moment. It's only ours, of course, because there's no way to add another one. We also have the companies. Right now it's Ireland and United Kingdom. We have a combined level as well as the amount of cities that we have. And then we have all of the locations that we can go to. Imagine when the whole world is here. This list is going to never end. I can't wait to see that. I cannot wait to see that. And then we have the last one, which is just a viewport. I'm not sure it does that much. You can kind of pin a location if you want to. I never use it, to be honest. And then we have the bank balance, which will tell you everything about this loan that we received in the beginning of the game. So we can see we have a $2.73 billion loan. And a bunch of information about our income, our expenses. You can see that we've spent a bunch of money on the hub. And that's about it so far. That's about it so far. And then we have each of the vehicles. So we have available road vehicles. We can use trains. We can use planes. We can use ships. And yeah, that's about it. All right then. So we have in Nottingham over here. Nottingham. I don't know. We have our hub over here. We already built that. It cost us a leg and an arm, but we took a loan for that. It was 750 grand. That is before inflation. We're still on the first month, so inflation has not actually taken effect just yet. That will increase very, very fast. So we're gonna have to start getting some stuff going in. Birmingham would like to go to Nottingham, so that seems to be a no-brainer. We also need to get to London at some point. So how about we start with our first route in between Birmingham. I also know that Nottingham wants to go up to Sheffield. So we go Nottingham to Sheffield. And then I'm going to make this cyclic. You can see right now it makes a loop. So if we just build this with a vehicle that we have available. So if we take one of these road vehicles, we can select whichever one we want. There's an interesting idea with upgrades. So we have some unlocked vehicles right here, where we need to spend money at the company. So each of these companies have different vehicles. You can see that we have 3 different companies in the demo. And as we buy vehicles from one company, eventually they will kind of grow loyalty to us. And when we have spent enough money, they are willing to sell us even better vehicles. It's more or less like, I don't know, insurance maybe. They're like, you're a mad person when you drive. You drive like an idiot. So you're going to have to prove yourself before we give you the more valuable vehicles. Something like that. So I like the Vortex. I'm just going to go with the Vortex. It's a good upgrade path. Gets you sort of in the middle of the road a little bit. I found road vehicles to be very much like generic kind of baseline vehicles a lot of the time. So we're going to go with that. And you can see that if we were to make this into a loop, it would go up to Manchester as well. We can make it a cyclic route. And that will bring us into this sort of shape in between only the cities that we have selected. And we get to build a road for those. And that should be pretty good. So we send out the vehicle right now, which is very good. We can also do 2 vehicles if we wanted to, by holding control. Something that this game does very, very, very well is having a lot of these good UI elements. So it breaks down everything for you. You can see what the costs are. So you have the vehicle, you can see the import costs, company loyalty. It's just very, very convenient. So each vehicle we're buying, we're getting more company discounts from the loyalty program. And then we have some subsidies right now that is decreased prices in the early game to make it a little bit easier to start out, because otherwise you would be AOL, let me tell you. So you want to go up to Sheffield. London is also somewhere we would like to go. What about these guys? You also want to go to London. It seems like everyone wants to go to London. You want to go up to Leeds as well. I think I want to have the hub in London, if anything. What does okay, let's do some research here. What about the train? Train right now is 800. I think we can get a train from London to Nottingham with rails. And trains are generally a very, very good way of making a lot of money really fast. So we're gonna bet on having a quick start with rails here. This is either gonna fall flat on its face or it's going to be really good. Peterborough right here wants to go down to London as well. We could just actually connect that something like this. Bring on a road vehicle and we use everyone to shovel them into trains. We'll just make everyone go by trains. They're complaining about the fact that we weren't actually having any connections for that. Which is fine, because Peterborough, we know that he wants to go through Nottingham to London. There is sort of different ways that you can transport people. They don't have to go with a direct path. They prefer that. So if you have that option, they will take that usually above other options. But all of the tooltips you can see is actually specifying very clearly how things are working. So while there is a lot of information in a game like this, if you just take the time and read, it is so easy to understand exactly how everything works. So if we're reading at the passengers right here, we can see that passengers are simulated people who want to travel to their destination. So if we're looking at, we're currently on Peterborough, we can see we have passengers who want to go to London and we have passengers who want to go to Hull. If we're looking at London right here, it says a passenger can transfer up to 6 vehicles and will never take a path that is longer than the straight line to their destination times 3, or longer than 1/5 of the shortest path available. So they will try to get the shortest path if possible, and they will never go further than 3 times the distance in between their destination and where they would like to go. That means that if you transport people very far away, then they will be able to make larger options of where they decide to go, so to say. But they will never change vehicles more than 6 times. So you do need a lot of direct connections, but not always. Not always. So I just unpaused the game, so we should see everyone starting to slowly make their way out of here. First little setup with all of the vehicles that we need. You can see it's very slow on this setting. I like to run it a little bit faster, but before we do that, I just want to show you that there is a few different options here as well. So you have, of course, the normal view, which is just the one that we've been looking at right now. You also have, all of these can be accessed with Shift and then 1 through 3. So if you just want to toggle them quickly, you can do that. That allows you to not have that window open as well. You can still toggle them with the numbers themselves. So we have the normal view, which is just this normal, bright, good-looking view. It's really satisfying to be looking at the game in this view, I would say. And then we have the company view, which shows you more or less anything that is directly related to your company. So it's easier to see, for example, vehicles, and things like that. And then you have the profit view, which is maybe the money view. I would probably call it the money view. It will tell you any vehicle that is running a loss. So if you're not making money with a vehicle, it will turn red, which is really convenient. We're gonna speed up time a little bit here, and you can see that we are still running green trains everywhere. If you hover over a city, you can see that we get a percentage. That is the percentage of the demand that we have fulfilled at the moment for this month. So I mentioned before that this game is everything about endless growth. It's like the, I don't know, circle jerk of capitalism. You just need to continuously grow. You just grow and grow and grow. So more income, more income, more income. And we do that through the delivery of people everywhere. So you can see Nottingham right here. We can now open up and we can see how much we are delivering everywhere. So Sheffield is doing okay. I think that should be emptied now. No? We can see that there's actually quite a few people who wants to go up to Sheffield. So we might even get another vehicle on here if we wanted to. One more vehicle, please. And it looks like we finished the first month's tasks, so we're now waiting for some new tasks to show up. We have already leveled up in Urban Transit Company as well. So everything is looking pretty good there. Just got into a new month. You can now see that the last month has moved into these parentheses. So we can see how we performed in the last month and then how much we have done in this month. That is the current month, and this one is the last month. So if you want to see kind of the overall perspective, I would say the last month is what you want to look at. If you want to see like the current, then this will be this month's perspective. but as you would expect, it will continuously go up throughout the month. What you're interested in is to get this one up to 100% prior to the month being over. That is your goal for each city on like a microscopic level. And we are slowly growing these. So London is looking fine. Sheffield is looking fine. We are almost at a profit right now. If we look at our profit overview, looks like everyone is kind of running pretty neat. One good thing with trains is that they are very, very, very cheap to run in general. So we don't need to run this full. If you look at the overview for the trains, we can see that the minimum efficiency is 16 people. So as long as we have 16 people on the train, it will make a profit. Not a lot of profit, but it will make a profit. If we're looking at these cars instead, they need 3 people, which is like, okay, but that sounds like you have easier way of making efficiency on a car, right? Yes, but the capacity is only 9. So that's like a 33% fill rate of the vehicle for it to be proficient. For it to be efficient, you need to fill it 33% every single time. And you can't really take large amount of people if you have like a significant influx of people at some point. As opposed to a train, where we would be able to bring 150 people in capacity instead. So that's only 10% that we need to fill. And we have the opportunity to bring a lot more people if we see a increase in the amount of people that coming around. All right, we have our first actual interesting task here. So Nottingham demand. Last time we did 70%. This time we need to do better than that. And that's mostly up to Sheffield, actually. We have a lot of people that wants to go to Birmingham. I think what we want to do is we probably want to split these guys. We'll delete you. And this guy will just go in between, let's see, Nottingham and Sheffield. And let's see if that could get these going. We will still have one that will do both of these, I think. You will still do both of them. I don't want you to do that. Let's just have you do that one. We keep updating some of these routes, but if you actually want to update a route, the right thing to do would be to go in and open up the route manager. If you look right here, you can see that you actually pay a refund fee for each time you edit a route if there is people on the actual route right now. So if you wait until it's in city and it's transferring passengers or something like that, you can actually avoid that. So there's a lot of these like small nuances that you can do in this game to improve your network and to make sure that you don't pay any extra more than you have to. Nottingham is looking better now. London is looking... I think London should be fine. We have a train going there, so that should really be no issue at all. And we're making money. We are just off reaching Nottingham, and I think it's just London. So once these guys get on the train, we should be able to get that going. All right, Nottingham is looking good. Peterborough, we're up to decent situation as well. It's mostly the hull here, okay. And then here we just have Dublin. That's more or less forced us to get a flying situation. I don't have the will and money to do a flying situation right now. Doing a airplane in between these two. Even the worst airplane, which is very, very, very slow, is 300 grand. And then we're talking 600 plus. I don't think we want to do that. So we'll just leave Birmingham until we absolutely have to. We just finished the last 2 tasks, which means that Nottingham just leveled up. And that gives us one more new place that we need to go. And we continue having fulfilling Nottingham demand. So it seems like we have an easy thing that we need to do here. We need to get to Newcastle upon time. Which means that we should probably extend our rail route all the way up there. If we get this guy, we tell him to go all the way up to Newcastle as well. That is going to be insanely expensive. That is 400 grand just there. But I think that is the way to go, you know? We could also bring everyone up to Leeds. If we have anyone that needs to go there. But let's start with Newcastle. I think that makes sense. Make this cyclic so it goes every normal step. So the difference between cyclic is if it's making a route or not. If it's cyclic, it just goes back and forth, so to say. Regardless how many stops you make, it just goes back and forth in between those stops and just turns around at the end stop and goes back to through the same route, but in reverse order, so to say. If we were to toggle it to not be a cyclic route or to be a normal journey one, then the cyclic one is just it going back and forth. So once it hits London, goes to Nottingham, Newcastle, and then goes directly from Newcastle without stopping in Nottingham down to London. Don't want that. Don't want that. Let's have him go and deliver in London, and then we are going to confirm this edit, so we don't have to pay these 14,000 bucks. It's a small cost. It doesn't do that much, but it's nice to not have to do it. So, what else do we want? We want someone to get to Hull. Sheffield wants to get to Leeds. So maybe this guy should actually be stopping in Leeds then. So Nottingham, Leeds, Newcastle, something like that. Let him run so he can deliver to Newcastle, and then he will stop in Leeds going forward. And now that we have so much passengers, we're actually paying a substantial fee in refunds if we do this. So let's not do that. Let's have him go there. Let's confirm the change. Is that enough for you to get your demand? We are almost halfway through. We're at 75%, so that actually looks very good. That looks very promising. Birmingham is looking busy as ever, to be honest. Can I upgrade you to be level 2 vehicles? No, I cannot. I still need to pay more money. How about I don't know, what can I do? Sheffield, you don't really need anything more. Yeah, I think we just need to upgrade this guy, or maybe get another vehicle on here. You want to go down to London, Canterbury as well. Norwich wants to go to London and Dover. Yeah, this train is making a lot of money. We have a 98% efficiency. I think we can put one more train on here, and that would be pretty good. We don't have the money for it though. That is 900 grand. Why? Are they really that expensive? What the heck? Did I pay that much the first time? Am I crazy? Trains? Yeah, they are actually insanely expensive. Alright. No wonder our early game is a little bit slower than usual. But yeah, they make a lot of money as well, so it kinda makes sense. I mean, we're currently making 340 grand and 276 of it is just this train. We more or less connected all of England with one train, and it just does it for us, I guess. That means that it probably makes more sense for me to get a hub right here. Get that connected in London, and that means that we can start having cars going out from London. So we can go down to Brighton, which is another normal road vehicle. How far are we from actually getting the next vehicles here? We have the Arcalod, pronunciation of these. Let's just call it the second tier Vortex. And for that to be unlocked, we need another 91 grand. Come on. Yeah, so we currently spent 273,000. We need to spend 364 for that to happen. And you can see that's 91 grand. So we're gonna have to buy another one of these So that's 62 grand. We don't really have that just yet. Vehicle optimization is fine. London and Brighton we're just working on now, so that's going to be a done deal already. I like how these tasks are kind of showing you how to play the game, more or less. But you can also just ignore them. You don't have to actually pay attention to these at all. It is perfectly fine to just play the game the way you want it. And that just works fine as well. Now that we have connected London and Brighton, we also get us an extra bonus if we were to actually finish the demand as well. So not only do you want to connect, you actually want to try to get the demand delivered as well. Which one is it that is not running efficient enough? This guy. Between Nottingham and Peterborough. Alright. Do I want to have you go up to Sheffield instead? London, Birmingham, Newcastle. I think I want you to go there maybe. Why are you telling me I need to build a road? Ah, because Peterborough should be first. And then it should be cyclic. There we go. There we go. So Peterborough, Nottingham, Birmingham, and then you just repeat that. And that should be pretty good. I think I did that wrong. We should probably do this instead. Yeah, let's do that instead. So when he comes here, I will take him and we will get rid of Birmingham. We don't need him going there. We can have him go here instead. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, sure. Let's build the road to Cambridge. And we'll wait for him to deliver his passengers. And then we'll send him out. Okay, he says that there's no travelers. You buffoon. Once we get to Birmingham, we can reset him and he will go directly back to here in Peterborough. I think. Yeah, perfect. So that's him efficient. We have gotten both the grant and the bonus for the London Bridgeton deliveries, and we're coming up on the end of this month. So ready for another month and another set of tasks. Let's see what we get next time. Lot of different one. Okay, so connect Truro to London, connect Norwich to London, and connect Hull to London. Wow, okay. I'm not sure I have enough money to do this all in one go, but I will try. I wonder then, is the best way to get over there just with rails? I think so. There is a way that you can just use rails if you want to build your own routes. If you like straight paths, you can definitely do that. I prefer not to do that. I kind of like the idea of having the game draw a little bit interesting routes. You can also draw your own routes if you find that interesting. I don't have the aesthetic thing for that. I like the game doing it for me. That's how I like to play any game. Make that cyclic. Give myself... Okay, I clearly do not have the money for a train. Like, that is obvious. Only get the one to Truro first, because that's where we need to go. These are all going to connect to each other, so okay. We'll get all of this built. Hopefully we'll get enough money that we can connect all of this before the end of this month. It would be nice. You don't have to. Like, none of these tasks are forced upon you at all. It's not needed. Game is really laid back in general. It's actually quite refreshing. But yeah, of course, having free grants of a few 100,000 actually does help quite a bit. Of course. Norwich to Cambridge could be interesting as well. I don't know how you are doing at the moment. 88%. Yeah, you don't have too much that you can make. Hold on, are you doing some weird route here? Yeah, you're doing something weird. This is not right. I wanted to go Peterborough, Cambridge. Oh, it goes Peterborough, Cambridge, Nottingham, Cambridge, Peterborough. Yeah, that doesn't work. Should be something like that. That's the better option. That's the better option. We're halfway through the month and I still don't have the money for this train. How is this looking? You have 100% efficiency, so we can easily upgrade you. You can see the efficiency right here. So this just points to how utilized the train is. Right now it's soaked in work. Endless amount of work. So Leeds to Hull would be an easy one if I just wanted to get this London connection. To be honest, London to Norwich is just this connection, I think. The problem is that I need a hub right here to get that to work. So I think we're gonna have to wait a little bit for all of that to connect. Can I just say, isn't this music lovely? I super enjoy this music. So catchy. Super catchy. We're making money, but not super fast. Where's our expenses going? Ah, it's the infrastructure building, right? We built this for like way over $500,000. If we could get some hubs down, we would have been fine. Maybe we can borrow and get some hubs. We can borrow some money, so let's do that. Let's get the Cambridge one a hub. Or do we get London and we do Cambridge, Norwich, London? That could be an interesting idea. What if we do that? Cycle that stuff. We don't have to pay extra for that. We can get a car onto here. Another vortex. Build out a road system. Great you. That's him connected. We can maybe get Tora on here as well then. So we go London, Pole, Exeter, Plymouth, Truro, Cyclic, this guy, trains, cheapest train, connect that. And then we just need Hull. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone that is able to do that. That's just not an option. Oh well, we got a little bit of money, 400 grand there. Next up, we need a way to Oxford, which is honestly quite easy. We'll just connect that with the car. And we just unlocked the Arcaload as well, so we have a better car available now, which is good to see. We're gonna use the lighter one though, fulfill London's demands. Shouldn't be impossible except for Dublin. Maybe with an airplane we can get Dublin on there as well. Let's see what that costs. From London to Dublin with a plane. I would prefer to use the 800 one, because the Nimbus is just very, very slow. It's just not good enough. The Aeromara would be nice. We'll see, maybe we can get that going. And then St. David's to London. Maybe I'll just do a boat from Truro. If I had a hub, I could do that. I don't have a hub though. How are you looking? Your efficiency is not super high, but it's train, right? So even if the efficiency is not super high, we still get quite a bit of stuff done there. Another option would be to bring a train down through Cardiff over to St. Davis. No, I don't think so. I think we are going to do this guy. And we're gonna get the Airbus on there. It's gonna be 900 grand. It's fine. Where we have... we need to upgrade a hub to do that. So each hub in each of the cities have a limited amount of... That's not what I want. Has a limited amount of cars that you can put into it. So right now we already have 4 out of 4, so we need to make this upgrade for us to be able to put an airplane here as well. But for now, that seems to be alright. 910 grand, we're up to 800,000 at this point, so I think we should be able to do that, and that should probably get the London demand done for, so to say. We're cutting it really close though. Come on, just a little bit of cash. There we go. So that's the Dublin plane. Not a lot of people that can travel that way, but it is quite fast. So maybe with a little bit of luck we can get this. We actually only need to move a few more people from Dublin. Yeah, we're gonna be just short on the percentages here, and that's just because we started too late. So it's unfortunate. Next one we will level it up though. Plymouth just leveled up, Exeter leveled up, Oxford leveled up. A lot of improvements in the cities. That means that we get a lot more access to different routes that we need to go, which means that this guy should be showing improved efficiency as we continue here as well. Is there anywhere where we are losing money right now? I don't think it should be. No, not even close. All right, so 600,000 in the bank. Canterbury, that's an easy connection. Swansea is also a fairly simple connection, and Cardiff is also a fairly simple one to connect. Let's start here. Just get this connected with some road vehicles. Build that road. Make it non-cyclic so it doesn't actually rotate. That's London connected. How do I do this? What if I go this way? Would that be possible with a train? I don't have the money for a train. Oh wow, that is 500 grand, really? I did not expect it to be that expensive. Can I get a loan? I can. Okay, let's get a loan. Let's get this built up. And we actually need one more. We're gonna pay so much in our deductants on this. Oh well. You gotta live a little. Do that. That should be these connected. Cardiff as well as Swansea. And I think what we need to do is start actually paying off these loans. I think if we're looking at our expenses right now, we're starting to accrue a loan interest of 30 grand, and that's just going to continue going up. So yeah, starting to pay back some loans might not be a bad idea. Okay, I think we will get London to level up this time around. We finished the demand for Canterbury, which is nice. That's the route from down here. Swansea as well as Cardiff is also going well. So both of those are going to get to where they need to go. A lot of people wants to go down to Bristol as well. We could just put a boat over there. I don't know what the route in between these two looks like. What if we do like road vehicles? That is super expensive. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of upgrades again. Multiple cities expanding. Build a hub in Newcastle. That makes perfect sense. We're gonna do that. Fulfill London's demand. Needs to go up to Hull. Maybe I'll just put a road to here. That might actually not make any sense. Unless we can put a... Could actually go with a hub right here as well. Or just have one go from Newcastle. No, let's go a hub in Leeds. Let's go connect those two. Give me a Arcalod. Build a road. Almost burnt all of our money on that. And then we need Peterborough to London. Don't we already have that? Connect those to Peterborough to London. I've sworn I already had that connected. So do we want that to be just a normal route, maybe? How do you do that? Could actually go Cambridge and then London. Yeah, maybe we just need a normal car route for that. That seems to have connected that. Yeah, it might be that this route is actually too far away. And these guys are constantly running full as well. Let's get some upgrades on this. Yeah, he's not actually picking anything up because it's too close for them to go this route instead of going with the train. So that's fine. That is perfectly fine. If the train went through here, I would just have the train stop in each of those. But that's not an option. So the London route should be fixed now. That one will connect. London is slow. Birmingham, maybe I want another train on here. I think we need another train on here. Actually, he kinda emptied it, I thought. Hold on, why are you not picking up people to Birmingham? Why did he leave a bunch of people here when this one is not full? I would like to finish London at some point, but yeah, it was harder than I thought. So I think we're gonna lose London this time, but the other ones went pretty well. Optimize vehicle profitability. This guy is not making enough money, huh? I guess it's only running to Hull, so that kinda makes sense. Let's get you another train on here. We just had an increase in inflation again, which is unfortunate. That's fine. That's fine. We can deal with that. Let's get one more train on here. I just think that makes sense. Trains are so good. So you just took 37 people from here. Why are we leaving everyone in Birmingham? What is this like direct route that they are talking about? I don't have a train going directly to Birmingham, do I? Okay, here we go. So it seems like it was a bit confused with the option to go directly. These guys said that they needed a direct route, but we didn't really have a direct route available for them. They just kept insisting that they were gonna go in a direct route. Seems like that's been fixed. Alright, so London to Birmingham is now available. So that's all good. We need to build a hub in Lancaster. I just built one in Leeds. I guess that's a good boat place. Could build a hub just for that. Sure. Let's get these tasks done. Connect Edinburgh to Newcastle upon Tyne. That seems like a boat route, to be honest. So we just go like that. And we'll select a ship. Boats are really interesting because there is this little explorer right here that gives you a really strong early game, but then there's no expansion options at all. So you can't actually get the tier 2 version of the Bayside Company's boats. Which means that if you start with this one, you're just stuck because you're not building any of your loyalty to any of the other companies. So we're gonna go with the Crestline, I think. I think the Crestline is where it's at for us. Bit expensive, but that's fine. London is looking good. Lancaster has a hub, so maybe I should try to connect Lancaster to something like Newcastle and Edinburgh. Yeah, that's an easy one. Bring you over there. Give yourself some vehicles. Road vehicle, Arcalod, build a road. Don't have the money for a road. Oh, it needs to go through castle. Okay. I guess that is what it is. It's just really expensive. That's like 700 grand, my dude. I don't have that kind of money. I do have that kind of money. Let's go. Let's stop by here as well then. Okay, coming into next month here, and it looks like Edinburgh didn't really make it with the deliveries from Newcastle. It's just because of this boat. It's a little bit too slow. Boats are in general quite slow, but we got a lot of money that time around. Next up, we want to build a hub in Dublin. Looks like it's complained about one vehicle efficiency, but I think that's just a small dip, so that's probably fine. Build a hub in Dublin. Connect Newcastle upon time to Dundee. That's just you continuing your route, to be honest. I think we'll do boat tasks up to here. So I'll just bring you up to there. And that should be pretty good. Maybe make that cyclic. Or not. No, we can have it go directly back. I think that's fine. That's that one connected. And then in Dublin, we would like to have a hub. And that's that month done as well. I think we're just waiting for the next day now. I think we're gonna go through and just get these tasks up and running and see where it takes us. And we're back with a new day. Connect Dublin to Cork, connect Dublin to Dundalk, and fulfill Nottingham's demands. Alright, so if we want to do that, we go Dublin to Cork. What if I make that a train? Go with the railer. Guess we could do this. That will be pretty good. Bring him on there. And then we want to have up to Dundalk as well. Could I have the same guy go all the way up there? I can. That's not a stupid idea. Let's do that. He's already empty on all of his guys, so let's just have him do that. Did I mess up the route now? Yeah, it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. We do it that way. And he's still transferring passengers, so we can get that going. Nottingham is really falling behind. We haven't worked anything on him so far, and a lot of it is just this Birmingham situation right here. Birmingham, Sheffield, London. Maybe we do a Birmingham, Sheffield, Newcastle time then. How about we take one of these? Don't we have a train going here? Yeah, we take this guy. We have 2 trains on this route, so we can take you, remove London, just have you go to Birmingham instead, and then just wait for him to deliver so we can reset that. Seems pretty good. And we might actually have you stop by in Sheffield as well. I feel like the game at some point maybe balanced a little bit heavy with trains. Trains are very good. But again, demo, it's to be expected. Okay, let's see if we can make this work now then. Nottingham improvement. It did 95% last time around, so the Sheffield one is definitely the one we can improve. Everything else it kind of did actually. So yeah, that's pretty fine. That's actually pretty fine. We might not even have needed the one to the Birmingham one. Let's have a look at the London one. That guy is okay. Looks like the train here is doing what it needs to at least. Efficiency is very low. But that's kinda fine. That's not the end of the world, to be honest. We just finished all of the demand in between these as well. So that's good. Lanchester, and up to Edinburgh, is not doing super well. This guy has really high efficiency. I'm just gonna add another train or another car to this. How about everything else right now? Do we lose money somewhere? No, it's all green. We're so efficient. Crazy, okay. Crazy. London, mostly Dublin, and again Birmingham. That's the problem. Okay, build a hub in Birmingham. Sure. Don't really care for that, but we can do that. Let's get a railer here. Let's just burn all the money on fixing this Birmingham situation that we've been having. Let's just get some trains going on this. That's a big train. That's a big train. Look at that. What a monster. Like it. I like it. That's the hub built. Connect Sligo to Dublin. Where's Sligo? It's over there. Can I continue your route? Up to here? I could actually make that a loop. Yeah, if we just get the money for this guy, we can make this a loop. And we'll cover almost all of this. Except you. Could actually upgrade him eventually as well. Because yeah, his efficiency is quite low at the moment, so he can easily do more. So that's Sligo connected. London demand is going up. Mostly Dublin, that's the problem. So you kinda need to be a better airplane. Don't have a better airplane though, so can we just add another one? That's a lot of money. Never enough, huh? Okay, I have an idea here. We have this London route. I wonder if we could have them go to St. Davis somehow. I don't know if this route would be too far compared to just a straight route. Especially with the airplane, actually. I think the airplane is messing us up. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. As much as I would like to do that, I think this route is too short for this route to make sense. Maybe if I were able to go London to Cardiff with like a train of some sort. Yeah, that still doesn't do it. It would be such a cool idea though. I'm just gonna do it just for the sake of it. Let's see if this works. Probably won't. But if it does work, it's cool. Let's get a ship on here. I know we don't have a route, but I'm hoping we'll get one. New month again. This time fulfilled Nottingham's demands. We were up to 83 last time. Where did we miss? Nowhere. Nothingham's demand last month, it says 83, but this one says 100. Okay, now that doesn't seem right. Alright, let's focus on these ones then. Manchester, I do not need a hub there, forget about it. We can do some upgrades, however. Let's get you to be a little bit faster and a little bit better. Let's take a look at you as well. Efficiency is 94 here. You're not constantly running full, so I think I will wait with you. to be honest. I don't think you need an upgrade yet. I don't trust you, game. Instead, let's have a look at this guy. You are running 92% efficiency now. Can I see efficiency here? I can. So this guy could probably improve by having one extra. You are actually running full efficiency as well. Okay, let's get one more train onto there. What about the boats? This guy is running full efficiency. One more boat there. The airplane I already know about. It's just really expensive to do anything about. Good stuff. How are you looking? Still 98%. I don't think Oxford here is a big problem. No. Not at all. Bunch of level ups. Good to see. Build a hub in Bristol. That might actually make sense. You can build a hub here. Fulfilled Birmingham's desires and demands. Newcastle to Thyme. Gosh, I cannot wait to see this happen all over the world. Imagine this. All of this available to us. Management heaven or hell? You decide. You decide. I think I will enjoy that. The fact that everything is optional is so relaxing. You don't have to worry about anything unless you want to. How does these do? Okay, so these actually are a complete failure. You don't need multiple cars. Optimize vehicle profitability. I don't care about. Build a hub in Cardiff. Does that make sense? We already have one in Bristol and we have one in St. Davis. No, it's in Dublin. We actually don't have one in St. Davis. I think I'd rather have one in St. Davis, to be honest. Connect Plymouth. Why are you not connected? Has no direct path. Yeah, you do. Maybe they think it's too far to go, huh? Lear, what if I go you up to Nottingham with the train? Okay. Yeah, that might actually be a better option. Let's do that. And let's have you stop by here as well. So 1, 2, 3 up to Newcastle. And we'll just put you on there. It's insanely expensive to be doing this, but I think it's fine. I think that is going to optimize our network quite a bit. And connect Plymouth to Newcastle. Maybe even get another vehicle on here because your efficiency is insane, my dude. What if we just get more passengers? So yeah, it seems to be a bit confusing with the direct... it doesn't have a direct path. That makes sense. It doesn't go directly to there. Of course. Of course. Fulfill London's demand. Last month we did 91, so where did we fail? Still Dublin? Okay, let's fix this Dublin situation. It's about time. It's about time. Up to 17% inflation now. We're lucky to have a little bit of subsidies still. Might actually want more than 3 airplanes here. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. That should keep Dublin down a little bit. Hull is still super full of stuff. What is your route? Birmingham, Nottingham, London. Why didn't you stop in Nottingham? Because you're cyclic. You're not supposed to be cyclic. There you go. That would explain why that one is being dumb. So London's demand should really be fixed now with Dublin fixed. What about Birmingham? Newcastle upon Thyme is one of the ones that we are going to have to do. How does that look when they come out of here? Should have one going left here at some point. This guy. And I think we just need another one of these. Just give me another train, man. Let's go. Let's go! Nottingham, what do you need? Last round... You missed on something very large amount. Actually, it's the Manchester one. We don't even have a connection to that. Okay. So, from Sheffield to Manchester? Or from Leeds to Manchester? From Leeds, probably. Leeds to Manchester. Connect that with a little road vehicle here. Give me a road. That should be pretty good. Right, just a few upgrades this time around. Like all of UK is celebrating, I think. We need to optimize some vehicles, huh? Okay, this is just a little van. It's costing us a few thousand. That's perfectly fine. London to Hull should be connected. Which it is. Okay, that's good. And the demand is fully fulfilled as well. Okay, that's fine. And we build a hub in Glasgow. Yeah, why not? We can do that. We can do that. Get that connected. Get that done. I don't know what we would actually do up there. Probably not much. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a good place to kind of wind it up here. Worldwide Rush. What a brilliant game. I can really see this becoming a very, very, very big, large-scale management simulator from where it lays today. There's a lot of content in the demo, just playing around in the UK, to be honest. You can see a lot of challenge runs and things like that being fun. And, of course, when this whole world unlocks, I'm almost a little bit worried about how much management there is going to have to be to this game. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see where they take this. At the moment, I think they have good bones. They have a fairly well-defined play space at this point. So I'm curious how far they will take this. I think it's an interesting idea with these vehicles and how you can upgrade them, and there's different paths. There is sort of a progression system in the background to this, even though it's not super clearly there. Just looking at the vehicles themselves. Yeah. There is clearly a progression system. It's just not clearly visible to you, and I kind of like that. So yeah. This has been Worldwide Rush. If you are interested in this game, there will be links and buttons for you to click wherever you are watching this video. And yeah, demo's free, of course, so please do take a look at that one. Make sure you wishlist the game if you are interested as well. I think we have officially conquered United Kingdom and Ireland with our logistics systems here. So this is going to do it for this little episode. I hope you have enjoyed. My name's been Keanomy. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.